For decades now, I've been watching our freedoms and liberties slowly being whittled away. A lot of people that I've talked to have noticed that we the people's independence is fading. I'm a real estate broker in a small town. I'm 59 pushing 60, so this is not a career move. I like what I do. I just felt compelled to stand up and serve. Well, as a real estate broker, I work for both buyers and sellers, doing contract deals, multitasking. I worked 5 years in the Brown County High School Nurse's Office, and before that, I was in insurance. So I've got a wide spectrum, and like I said, I'm pushing 60 years old, so I have a lifetime experience. I have more experience in my pinky finger than a lot of politicians have in their whole body. So I've never run for office before, but our founding fathers wanted members of the community to take turns and stand up and serve to represent the people in their district. They did not want career politicians, and it wasn't supposed to be about money. The richest person wins the election. That's not what it's supposed to be like. So, yeah. Yes, the 3 R's. Yeah. There's too many rules, regulations, and runaway debt. And I'll touch on the debt part of it. Before COVID-19, at the beginning of the year, our country was $23 trillion in debt. That's with a T, not a B. That's trillion with a T. And for most people, that's unimaginable. And this debt, because people don't get the bill in their mailbox, they don't think about it. But it's not some obscure entity in outer space. That's your debt, your money, my debt, our parents, our children, our neighbors, our co-workers, each and every one of us, this was before COVID, owed $76,000 apiece. So each of you owe $76,000 on top of your rent or mortgage, your car payment, and any other debts. And then after the CARES Act and the stimulus money, it is now over 26 trillion. So now you each owe 83,000 or more. We the people bring in a little amount of revenue compared to the 10 times amount of spending. And that's been going on for decades under both parties. So no, there isn't one party or the other to blame. They're both to blame. So we need to stop that. And that's only going to happen if we bust up the duopoly. Well, what's facing Indiana today is also facing the country. We're in the same big boat. We did have the COVID-19 hit us hard and heavy, during the spring, and we're still reeling from that. It's still lingering. It's been a learning curve for everybody. The masks and the social distancing, everybody has been, I think, obliging with the recommendations. That would be a good word. Most of the people I know are being safe as possible, using best practices, and that's small businesses as well as patrons and parents and students. We're all adjusting to that. The CDC dropped the ball. That's the Centers for Disease Control, which should have been prepared for a pandemic or something of this nature, and they were not. And so I think that we need to do something about that. That needs to be streamlined, possibly rolled into FEMA, because FEMA had to step in and take over some of the responsibilities that were under the CDC's purview because they weren't prepared. Even though they have a $12 billion annual bloated budget, they're outdated and overfunded. Well, I think a lot of that goes state by state and population. Some states are doing better than others. Usually when Congress gets involved, they have a tendency to muck it up for personal political reasons. Yeah, you can use that, muck it up. That's what they've done. So I think Congress needs to do some of what they have been doing with hearings with doctors and scientists and inform the public. That's the Congress's role, inform the public so they know what it is that they need to do or can do. but the state governors really are responsible for their own states. And yes, at a national level, Congress is responsible for our national defense and also the general welfare of the public when it comes to pandemics.